Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Brandon Coin YouTube channel, and today we're talking about flashing a BIOS. So this is critical on a lot of mining motherboards, depending on if you got a new old stock and it's got an old BIOS on it and it may not support the full amount of graphics cards. So today we're actually flashing a Gigabyte H110D3A. It is a 6-card mining motherboard, and if depending on if you have an older BIOS version, it may only allow 4 to 5 cards. So I'm having the issue where I only have 5 cards show up. I pulled verified working cards with working risers, and I still can't get that 6th card to show up correctly. So I navigated on over, and let's see here. The first thing is you'll need to find where your BIOS downloads are. Typically, if you have Gigabyte, you go to Gigabyte. If you have ASUS, you go to ASUS. You want to download them directly from the actual supplier. You don't want to go get some backwoods, back alley download on some random sketchy websites. So this is the official product page for the Gigabyte H110D3A revision 1. So they did have newer BIOSes come out. It looks like the one on my actual machine was F22. So that was in 2017, and they have F25 as the newest of 2018. So a couple different updates since then. I'm going to go ahead and get a USB drive. We're going to download this. And let me put my USB drive in real quick. Hold on. USB drive has been inserted. So we're going to show in folder. Right click, show in folder. And then it is right here. So there it is. It is currently a zipped archive. That means it's zipped up. So we will need to extract it or unzip it. So right click, extract if you have WinRAR, or right click, unpack or unzip, depending on if you're using the standard Windows zip tool or not. Just hit OK, and then we'll have another folder right here. Boom, MB BIOS GA H110, and there she is. So these are the goods that we do need to drag to our thumb drive. All right, so I'm going to drag this folder over and drop it in there. And oh, that's a shortcut. My bad. Don't do a shortcut. Let's actually copy these. Or let's copy the folder. Copy and paste it. For some reason, it made a shortcut. We don't need a shortcut. We need the actual files. So if I click over here, the actual files are there. It's on my USB drive. Now, let's go over and jump over to the mining rig and show you guys how I flash my BIOSes. Boom. And this holds true for pretty much everything. You go to the motherboard manufacturer, you search it, you search for downloads or support or that kind of thing, and look up BIOS downloads, and then you can see all the BIOS flashes. So, yeah. Alright guys, so I like using one of these little tiny screens. They have, on this one it's got VGA and HDMI, so it pretty much works with about anything out there. This motherboard does have a VGA display output, and that CPU does have integrated graphics, so we will be able to actually pull display straight off of there. Now I don't know if the motherboard's set up to display out of the internal graphics, so one thing we can do is just unplug all these riser cables so the motherboard does not see anything attached to the actual motherboard, and it'll put the display through the integrated graphics. So let's turn this bad boy on, and we should get a display. Should. Doesn't always work out perfectly though. I also have a cheap little keyboard plugged in, and I did plug in the flash drive with those BIOS files. So just bear with me and we'll get this back. Okay guys, it actually, on this motherboard, you need to press end. It says it over here in the corner. Say right there, end. And then that'll open up QFlash. Now, depending on what motherboard you have, to get to your actual BIOS flashing utility may be a different key. But now once we're in QFlash, we can just go over to update BIOS, hit enter, and then we are looking for SanDisk MB BIOS. That's our folder. Man, why is my camera? There it is. So we open that folder up right there, and then there is the actual. All right, hold on. Let's try to focus here. There it is. There is the F25 BIOS. So we'll just go over to that, we'll hit enter, and then we'll hit enter again. And now we're actually updating the BIOS. So we're at 14%, blah, 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 5%. This will take a minute. After it's done, it'll restart. Everything will be good. Go back into your BIOS and check all your settings. Make sure you have above 4G decoding. Mining mode is enabled on these motherboards. Sometimes disabling CSM is good. I never have had to do that on these specific motherboards, but some other motherboards do need CSM disabled. So yeah, that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. You are flashing your BIOS. So don't turn off the computer, don't restart it, don't unplug anything, just leave it be until this is fully done. So I'll be right back after everything's done. Thanks for watching. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so I just booted it back up, and hold on one second, let me show you what we're working with here. All 6 cards came back online, pretty as can be, and if you actually wait around, I did a video previous to this about a riser issue, and I think that was actually my main issue. But now you know how to flash your BIOS, and you're good to go. So there she is, and that 6th card is showing up, and it's pretty, and it's mining, and it's doing what it needs to do. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Adios.